All right, so welcome. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can start this immediately. Let's see. Let me know if you can see that.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, awesome. So we are here today to talk about a follow-up system. And yes, it's going to be banner season, and it is something, if you would like, you can purchase. But true to who I am, you are going to get educated. So if you have a notepad or something to write with, that would be awesome, because whether or not you decide you like the system for you, you are going to learn something. So please be prepared to have something for notes, because it's definitely beneficial. So we're going to talk about building a referral-based business. A little bit of who I am. Most of you know me, some of you don't, but this is my family. My handsome husband, John, and I have a stepdaughter, Brooklyn. She is such a light. And then my son, Grayson, and they get along amazing. She is literally stuck in Maine right now. Her dad works for DOD, her stepdad works for DOD, and they have, he can't leave the state nor his family, any part of his family. So she is stuck. She was supposed to be with us next week, and she is now captive up there in Maine. So we're sad about that. But I am an educator. For those of you who don't know, I have 13 years in the classroom and 13 years in corporate America. And then I decided to go launch my own business, intentional marketing. And now I have Net 2.0 that we are building out to hopefully a nationwide organization if we can get past COVID. The world we live, y'all know this is what we live in right now. And even worse, because now we're all online, right? So we have to consider that we have to get through this noise as business owners. And so how do we do that? How do we pull that off? Become the go-to person in your circle of influence. So again, that's wonderful, but how do you pull off being the go-to person? There's 5 keys, and here's where the notes come in play. Whoop, whoop. Here we go with some notes. So number 1, you have to create an ability to create relationships with a large network of people that know what you do. And a lot of times we forget about our immediate network, our friends, our family. Does everybody in your immediate personal network know what you do? Start there first. But more importantly, when you launch on to understanding who you are, you have to understand to create the relationships that you want to establish, not only for your business, but more importantly, personal. Because you want to be able to give, like we heard this morning, you want to be able to give out more than you receive. And I know that sounds harsh, but it really is true. If you can give other people referrals, that's amazing. And so you should be targeting people that it's kind of easy for you to give referrals to, because then they become a trusted member in your network. And you build relationships really quickly when you're giving to a lot. So networking. Here's a little exercise I did a couple years ago. I just pulled this from a talk that I did a few years ago. And I love this, because what to do with that stack of business cards, right? We all have this stack on our desk, or have had in the past, or even in our purse, or you name it, right? I know y'all just go like this. I know you did. So when you think about all those stacks of business cards, I think if we looked at them a little bit differently, we would understand that they're more important than we give them credit for. 5 cents. I put 5 cents up there because that's usually how much it costs to purchase a business card for ourselves if we buy them in bulk. And unfortunately, we treat all the cards that we bring in as if they're only worth 5 cents. But my argument is, well, what if we treat each business card as if it's worth $50 or even $100? So I'm going to show you a little bit on how you can actually make that business card that you receive worth $100. Is this good? We're going to have fun here. Okay. So here's your mission in the next couple of weeks. Some of you can get this done in one sitting. Well, normally, when we're able to go to the Loudon Chamber Breakfast event, you can get up like 60 cards in one shot. But right now it's a little bit more difficult. So we have to collect information digitally. But let's go ahead and try to collect 100 business contacts in the next couple of weeks. Well, if we were thinking that they were all worth 5 cents before, then we would have only collected $5 worth of business cards. That doesn't seem like it's really worth it, right? However, if we treat each business card as if it's worth $100, then we've collected $10,000 worth of business cards. That gets a little exciting to me. So notice how we change our organization for our business cards. Now, clearly, you're not going to keep every business card. I'm still saying, do what you normally do. When I go to events, I tear off a corner if I want to throw that away, or if I want to keep it, I put it in my left pocket. So those, I'm talking about the left pocket ones, okay? So how do we turn these little business cards into $100 bills? So in business, and you can unmute yourself if you want to tell me, but how much business can you expect someone to give you over the course of their lifetime if they remain a customer for you during their lifetime? So like a real estate agent, Tiffany, throw out a number. Like if somebody bought 3 houses, I mean, I would, is that the average? I don't even know. Is that the average amount of people buying in their lifetime homes?
Um, yeah, I mean, of course it varies a bit, but let's just say that's the average for the sake of round numbers.
Okay. So how much commission off that would be?
So if the average home price is around 300,000, that's about 9,000 per house before splits with the parent and all that. So what's that, 18?
Yeah.
27,000.
27,000, right? And we don't all have a $27,000. You know, some of us it's $2,000 for the lifetime that we'll make off of our clients, or it's 10,000 or 50,000 even. And Tiffany hit it right in the middle at $10,000 to $20,000 in a lifetime for your client, right? So let's just say, for sake of argument, that it's 5,000 that someone will pay you. That's about mine. Like someone would have to be a Net 2.0 member for, I don't know, 15 years before I get $5,000 from them. But let's just say we're working on $5,000. When you collect business cards, your job is to turn some of them into lifelong customers. Okay, so there's your mission. Remember, 100 business cards to turn into $100 bills. This all stems from a belief and thought and a process, turns into your feelings, into action, into results. So you have to put this into play for it to work. Collect 100 business cards. And I've made a little chart here. Now you can interchange some of these. These are just contact points, connections, reach outs, follow-ups. So number 1, make a quick call. That's easy enough. It's free. Number 2, send a card and make a call. All right. Number 3, buy a person lunch or send them a personal email, or you fill in the blank. A gift. Send them a referral for some business. Stay in contact with each person. But remember, it's not newsletter contacts. We're talking about personal one-to-one text messaging. You can put text messaging in place of one of these things. If you do all 7, 10 of those 100 cards will become lifelong customers, right? And that's a pretty reasonable stat. 10% of 100 would become lifelong customers. It would probably be more than that, but let's just say it's not. Let's just say only 2 become lifelong customers out of the 100 that you created, right? The 100 contacts, only 2 become lifelong. You get it? So 100 cards, just by doing 2 things, making a call and sending a card, you get 2 lifelong clients. That's 5,000, because remember, they were 5,000 times 2 is $10,000 in a lifetime, divided by 100. So each card is now worth $100. Isn't that fantastic? Like, that excites me. Like that, if you think about all the cards, the contacts that you are collecting, you would probably put them in your database a little quicker. You would probably create your follow-up system a little quicker, right? So this is what we're talking about today. The ability to consistently follow up and keep in touch and stay top of mind with your clients and prospects. I mean, that is what we're all trying to do. And unfortunately, a lot of us are solopreneurs, or we are in charge of our own book of business. And so we don't have somebody else to do all of this stuff for us. So it's really important that we try to figure out ways that we can get that done and generate it ourselves. So what works is relationship marketing for sure. If you know me for 5 minutes, you know that isn't true to the core of who I am. So personal relevant mail works. Cards and gifts works. Text messages get read, people. They love text messages. Social media engagements get noticed. Comment on somebody's post. Make those connections. Those are all touches. Those are all fantastic touches that all have to deal with relationship marketing. Some personal emails for sure, but pay attention to what you say and how you say it. Gmail has a fantastic add-in that you can get, and you can actually just, with a push of a button, click a video, like say, hey, it was so good to see you today, blah, 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 I can't wait to see you again, and click stop and hit send, and Gmail attaches it to the email. So you can use video messaging in an email account. Whatever your subject lines are, make sure they're real personal. People don't want to be sold to, so they're not going to open up something that says, only 2 days left to get your free PDF or whatever, right? That's business. They know that you're not going to talk to them. But if you say, hey, I noticed that you had on an amazing red shirt, they're gonna be like, what? I did what? What's that? And then they're gonna open it and be like, hey, Julie, I saw you had a great shirt on the other day, and I really wanted to ask you where you got that. I just want to touch base and see how you're doing, especially with all this COVID-19 crap. That's it. And then she's gonna respond, and then I'm gonna respond, and maybe she'll respond again. But then that's a touch. You understand? That's a personal touch that we can all do, and it's free. It just takes some time, but if we can automate some of it, then that's where we want to go with it. So here's the greatest salesman in history, Joe Girard. I don't know if any of you know him, but can you imagine, in his life, in 15 years, he sold 13,000 cars. That's crazy town. And he did it before the internet. Like, these are old, this guy is already, I don't even know, I don't think he's still alive yet, but he sold on average 6 cars a day. What car salesman wouldn't want his job, right? His secret weapons was sending greeting cards. He paid attention to life events, and he would scour the newspaper. He actually hired 2 girls to come into his office, and their job every day was to go pick up 3 newspapers each. They each had their newspapers. They would scour the newspapers for local announcements, Boy Scout, like, awards, or weddings, or even death announcements. And he would have them send these cards out to the community, birthdays for celebration, or, new babies, you name it, he would do it. And this is what they did. They had a stack of cards, and they would write personal notes in them, and they would send them. And that's how he got to be able to sell 6 cars a day. That's crazy. 3, ability to cost effectively run a long-term follow-up relationship marketing campaign. So I can't help you with all the social media stuff. I can give you some comments and tips. I can help you with your email content if you would like a call from me. But this is where you can actually run something that's super personal, that is also, it runs by itself in a marketing campaign, and it's super cost effective. So are your clients worth $5 a year? I think all of us would say yeah, especially since we know we got, from $2,000 all the way up to $50,000 for a span of their clients base with us. And here's the sad stat. When I heard this, I was like, what? So out of the customers that leave you, and this is a stat, you can find it on, I forgot where, if you need the resource, let me know and I'll give it to you. But 68% of your clients that leave you will leave you because they felt unappreciated. So they did a survey across the board, and people who had left businesses did so, 68% did so because they just didn't feel like they were being thanked for their business, or they didn't feel like their business was important enough to that person. That's Sad. So can you imagine if you could save 68% of the clients that you've lost? Think about that. That would be fantastic. You're saving three, 2 to 3 out of 5. Something to chew on. All right, so simple gifting. Have you ever wanted to send a thank you card or send a gift or thank you for a referral? But Lord Jesus, you didn't want to go buy it, you didn't want to go ship it, pack it, address it, blah, blah, blah. On and on and on. That takes time. Again, we're solopreneurs. So the ability to automate this is what you're really looking for. The end of season is online greeting card and gifting. And these are some of the things that I've actually created myself with Banner Season. So actually from your own phone, and they've actually done text to mailbox, which is crazy. So I can actually say, hey, Pearl, and Pearl will come up and she'll say, what do you want to send? And I'll say a postcard, and she'll say, who do you want to send it to? And I'll tell her, and she'll say, what's the address? And I'll tell her, what do you want to say in the card? I'll tell her, like voice. And then I just make sure it's all edited, and I click go, and Pearl does it all for me, sends it off to Banner Season. They create the card, they stuff it, and they put it in the box for me. It's fantastic. But they do also do lots of other gifts. So I created this Net 2.0 mug. Yes, I do have it. These are brownies that I made for my husband's business for appreciation for his clients. When people refer him business, he sends them brownies with his logo on it. So these are all awesome personal touches that you can do from the comfort of your own home, and you can actually automate all of that. So I've created those projects once. Those brownies I've created once. Those cups I've created once. Now all I have to do is create a campaign, and I can click on any contact I want, hit send, and it's all ready to go. So there it is. We print it, stuff it, stamp it, and mail it. So that saves you all kinds of awesome stuff, and it gets delivered. So if you send out something today, it's in the mailbox by tomorrow morning. So you can use your computer, your tablet, your phone. It's a real card with a real stamp, and it gets delivered in the mail. And I have this slide here, and it's kind of funny. People are like, yeah, I get it. Not everybody gets it. I'll get through a presentation like this, and people will be like, so is it an e-card? No. It is a hard card. And I meant to have my hard cards right next to me, but I don't, so I can go get them if you like. You can also do campaigns. So you can set up a campaign for like a single piece of like maybe nice to meet you card. Set that up as a campaign. And every person that you meet, you just put their name and hit send, and they get that same card. And you can say something really cool, but generic for everybody, right? So it was really great to meet you today. I'm so glad we had a chance to chat. I look forward to our next meeting. Could be something like that, and they get that in the mail. It could be templated campaigns like birthdays. You get one birthday card, you hit your entire database, and your entire database will get that birthday card. You can just change the birthday card once a year. So you don't even have to worry. You don't even have to remember people's birthdays. The system will do it for you, and you'll be a hero. It's fantastic. Multiple piece, and I think Sandra does that. Sandra was just telling me before we started, right, Sandra, you can unmute yourself, that she goes ahead and she does that. She just changes her birthday card out.
Yeah, I use relationship to introduce me to Melody, and look at all my clients and address dates are in there, and I just queue it up at the beginning of the year, tell it to send it to arrive at their birthday when their birthday in the year, and I don't think about it. Just go. I also do campaigns with that as well. It's super
cool. Very cool. Thank you, Sandra. So, and there's multiple piece campaigns. So if you wanted to just create a whole string of campaigns, so you'd say, a nice to meet you, and you want to send them a birthday, and you want to send them a holiday card, and you want to send them a just thinking of you card. Like say you want to do 4 cards, you can set those all up and then click the data of who you want in that campaign, and it's done for you, and it'll auto send. You can do this on the go, so your smartphone, like I said about Pearl. And there's lots of different gifts. Like you can see there's this a bag of truffles. I mean, there's all kinds of gifts. There's Amazon gift cards. I know a lot of people like to send gift cards. There's not only Amazon, there's tons of other gift cards that you can choose from. Here is number 5, which is the ability to separate yourself. Today, we have a lot of, I like to say co-opetition because I hate to say competition because I think there's enough business for everybody. Everybody has their own niche or specialty and who they are, even if they don't even broadcast that. They attract a certain crowd. But we have to go a little bit even further to attract the crowd that we want and separate ourselves. And by doing this, this becomes a huge differentiator for you. You become top of mind and you'll be able to write personal messages and just send them with your phone even. This was somebody sent this gal a card that she was just awesome with customer service. And so he went ahead, this is Jim McCord, he went ahead and sent her a little note in the card and she got that in the mail and she was just every time he comes in, she knows exactly his order. She never forgets who he is. Like it's just those kinds of things that set you apart from everybody else. He had been going in there for a long time before that, but that day he decided to send her a card and he remembered her. Now she's remembering him. And that's what we want our clients to do. So you can personalize your follow-up. So this is another card from a car dealership. Hey, thanks for coming in today. You look great in it. We'll be able to find the perfect vehicle for you. Now, she didn't buy a car that day, but she's definitely going to go back, right? Because I bet no other dealership sent her a card. So that's how you differentiate yourself. This is a real estate agent's card. This is the front of the card. You're able to customize your cards. You literally could build whatever card you want. So this kind of sets you apart, especially if you're a real estate agent and you're trying to do prospecting or farming. These cards dropped in the mailbox for somebody. I mean, that little statue of kids is something unique to that community. And so that card will get opened and probably kept because it has pictures that mean something to that person. Here's an example of a campaign that I talked about before. So the nice to meet you, the thank you, the birthday, a Halloween, and the St. Patrick's Day and Thanksgiving. And notice there's not a Christmas card here. Here's another note you should put to yourself. Christmas cards, if people send cards, they send them on Christmas. So the last thing you want to do is send a Christmas card because everybody else does. So send the Halloween card, send the St. Patrick's card, I send out to my family and friends. I don't even send them a Christmas card. I send them a Happy New Year card because I know that I'm the last one in the mail, and it's a Happy New Year card, and it's a wish for the new year for them, and more. So it's really more about them because my message is always about like how to help them achieve better things in the new year. Or a Thanksgiving card. It's a perfect time to be thankful for your clients. Send them a Thanksgiving card. Creating your own custom card backs is an option and should be done because this is where you should promote yourself. On the back of the card, you can put your logo there, you can put whatever promotion that you're having there, but on the inside of the card should be something personal. Here's your bonus, social media. I know I said I wasn't going to talk much about social media, but here we go. Social media is important if you don't already utilize it, which I can't believe there would be anybody on here that doesn't. But it creates your brand awareness. It creates a two-way conversation. Remember, I talked about saying something, commenting something on their Facebook post. And it offers ability to stay connected and top of mind, quite honestly, because people will see. I have had people reach out to me and be like, hey, I've seen you comment on a few things. Let's get together for coffee. I've literally had that happen. So go ahead and start doing that and just give yourself, just say you're going to do 5 comments a day on somebody's post that you don't know and see how that expands your database. Like that could be phenomenal. And then even when you're Facebook messaging, you can always say, hey, look, I love to send people real cards in the mail. Can I get your address? I've not had anybody ever turn me down for that, especially since they've seen me on social media all over the place. They have never turned me down for an address. And expand your contact list for sure. Here's some samples of some personal custom cards that you can create in business. So using pictures from Facebook, you can if you want to. Some people don't want to be stalkers. But if someone's celebrating a really great accomplishment, or, my niece just got engaged and posted the picture, you bet I'm going to take that picture and put it on a card because she will never get rid of that card. If I see, and if Pam Sams was on here, you'd see some of the awards that she's won. She has cards on them, and she ain't ever going to get rid of those cards because people love pictures of stuff that they've done. So utilize Facebook and bring it to a hard mailing, because those mails, those hard other ones that are just generic, don't get opened, but these will. Social proof. This is only some of the, when I send cards, people will actually post on Facebook and say, hey, look, this is what I got. Like, this was one from Tracy. I forgot what it was. She did something, and I was like, I'm going to pay you back for that. And then, so I sent her a Wicked card, and I implemented her, those are her eyes. Aren't those amazing? And sent her some brownies, and now she's like, now this is funny. And she posted this on Facebook. So it gives you more exposure from other people. They're like, oh, wow, look at what she's doing. That's cool. I saw you do this, but didn't think you'd really send them, blah, blah, blah. And what they were talking about is on your phone, when you're sitting with someone, you can say, okay, what's your address? Okay, great, thanks. And then hit send and say, I just sent you a card and brownies. People don't believe you. And then they get this in the mail and they're like, holy crap, they really did it. Like, it really makes an impact. And you can do that at your client meeting appointments. And I've done it for someone who brought me to lunch and they paid for lunch, and I sat across from them and I said, great, you got lunch, I'm going to get dessert. You're just going to have to wait for it. And she giggled, and she got her brownies in the mail 3 days later, and she called me. She's like, I can't believe you did this. I'm like, well, we needed dessert, but we were full that day, so I'm sure you can eat it today. So, I mean, you just do fun things like that with the system. It's amazing. Anybody know Darren Hardy? You can put your hand up like this. Darren Hardy. He does Darren Daily, which is an amazing motivational, educational platform. And he had said something one day that was really profound for me, and I sent him a hard card. I looked on the internet, found an address for him, and he actually wrote me a personal email back and said, a note, this is what it said. And then in our highly digital world, it's always nice to receive a handwritten card, because the fonts that I use, it looks like that's my signature, and this is written. So it's pretty awesome that even he was fooled that it wasn't handwritten, but I sent it via the computer. Hi, Erica, I didn't see you come on. There is a referral income option. So if anybody is interested in actually paying for your own marketing, this would be great. This is why I did it. I just wanted to make sure that all of my stuff was free, and so far it has been. And this month it's crazy because they're offering your first year for free. So if you are interested in getting paid to share something like this, then that is an option. But this is a system that helps you become the go-to person in your circle, and it really makes you stand out above your competitors, competitions, and it really sets you apart, and you really build relationships really quickly. So banner seasons pricing, you can have a retail account for free. I did that for a long time until I was like, wait a minute, I could save a lot more money. There's a silver package for $29 a month with a $297 setup fee. But why I'm super excited and why I decided to do this presentation today, because I haven't done a presentation like this in, I don't know, Sandra can attest, a couple of years now. For our life and how we know it right now, they're offering the gold package at $49 a month, and this $297 setup fee is waived. And so that's super important, because you have your address book and your schedule for gifts and campaigns. Those come with all three packages. The access to all personal gifts and the real-time gifting tracking, which means you can go on your account and see if that person got their card or gift. That all comes with all of the packages. The text to mailbox service, like I was telling you, you can text Pearl and just tell her what you want to send. That comes with a silver and gold package only. The address collector, so you can actually digitally collect addresses. the person finder and the third party integrations with other like Salesforce or other CRMs, those come with the silver and gold packages. And most importantly, the pricing. You can have a retail account, but your 5x7 card is going to be $1.99. If you have the silver, it's 75 cents. If you have the gold, it's 50 cents only for that card. However, this is where it gets exciting for me. 43 cents for a postcard, 10 cents for a postcard, or with the gold package, it's unlimited. So you can literally send every single person in your database a postcard every single month. Like, that's crazy. And you would just pay for the postcard shipping, which is I don't know how much a postcard stamp is. It's like 15 cents, I want to say. So that is fantastic. And then of course there's other pricing here. Your gifts are now 25% off with the gold package. And there's just, I love it. So you get $2.97 off, unlimited postcards. If you want the referral option, you can have that for free as well. In closing, Maya Angelou said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. I love that. It's like one of my favorite quotes of all time. There is, for real estate agents, the other thing that you can consider for, let's see, let me bring it up. There is a Ditch the Basket campaign, and it is, if you do the retail account, it's $697. It's a 10 touch campaign, and they've pre-done it for you. So the first touch is the brownies and your new home card, and that is $15.48 plus shipping and handling. But this campaign, when it's pre-written for you, is $697. But right now, you can have the campaign set up for you and everything for free as a real estate agent, and they're offering that as well. So it's pretty fantastic. You can actually edit each one individually if you wanted to do that. So if you didn't want that card, you wanted another card, you didn't like what it said on the inside, you can edit that. You didn't like the gift that's attached, you can edit that. So you can edit it, but it's all pre-done for you. It's 10 touches throughout the year. And I forgot what the, sorry, I keep scrolling. Forgot what the total cost is. It's somewhere for shipping and handling and things like that. But each one, it'll tell you the price, and you can just tally it up. And I can give you that in the chat room if you'd like. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can stop the share. Interesting. All right, well, I can't stop the share for, oh, there it is. I'm like, Lord Jesus. All right. Does anybody have any questions on that? Or would you like me to give you, I'll give you the Ditch the Basket campaign link in this. Oh, I see there's some chats. Hello. Both audio and visual are choppy. Oh, sorry. We lost Alex. Yes, I can make the recording available for sure.